Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Ryu here. I know I haven't made an update video in a while. The last one I made was with Izzy, but I thought this time I'd actually try to do things on my own for right now. I did actually go to Taco Bell. I actually tried out their new burrito thing about their spicy burrito, and I know the one thing about Taco Bell is though is that every time I've had something new at Taco Bell, the food there is actually yeah. I mean, it's not the best food of all time, but when they get up and go, it's gonna be spicy, and I'm going. I mean, I'm sitting here going, I need fire sauce for this. No, it's not spicy at all, and I didn't taste anything about that, but yeah, it was still enjoyable. What I had there, I actually had the nacho fries thing and the burrito that had the fries with it, but meh. Other than that, but enough of that. So I had a few things I want to talk about this update video. First of all, I thought I would just get up and even though I know I said this on his channel and on his update video and on his stream when he actually said it and a bunch of other things about it, I just thought I would just get up and actually verbally say congrats to Big for actually getting 800 subs on his channel. I mean, if you never actually watch Big's videos a lot, I mean, Big puts a lot of time and energy into a lot of his vids. I mean, a lot of energy into a lot of his videos. Like, it's like a lot of times. I mean, like, you watch a lot of my good friend, Big Fatty posts his videos and stuff, and you're just like, whoa, man, I can see how you want to, you can basically see, how Big is determined. When he said he was going to do, I don't know if he still is or not. When he wanted to be a partner on YouTube, he wanted to be a partner really badly because, like I said, because I mean, I know for now he actually makes, thumbnails, and he, and a lot of, a lot of the stuff he uploads, even though it's most times a lot of horror video, there's a lot of horror themed game videos, which that's his thing, and that's all cool about that. Is I can basically tell, once again, he puts a lot of energy in a lot of his things. So, once again, congrats on that. I know I did actually listen to your video, Big. If you actually listened to my update video when you said you actually want to do Landstalker, and I have to say, the only thing I can say about that is congrats and congratulations on trying to get through that game. If you never played Landstalker before, it is a really, really good game on the Genesis. It's kind of Sega's answer to Nintendo's Legend of Zelda. You basically play the game in a 45-degree angle skew, so the whole entire game is in a 45-degree angle. So sometimes it's kind of hard to you platform from place to place. The one thing about it was though, because it's in a 45-degree angle, sometimes you kind of like miss your jumps and you fall all the way back to the bottom when you're trying to jump up a really big tall mountain. And there's other things about the game too, especially when my friend Big said something about the puzzles, and instantly I nodded my head to that, like, oh yeah, I remember that game. I think the first time I actually played Landstalker, I think it was in like middle school when I rented it one day. I think it's like myself and my older brother ran it. And I knew he got farther than me because he was able to figure out a lot of the puzzles in the game. And I'm basically sitting here as a young kid going, I don't know how to do this. I'm asking for help, and he's basically like, you can figure it out all by yourself. And I'm sitting here going like, well, I'm stuck on this puzzle. I don't know what to do for right now. I mean, I know I got through I think I got to like the first dungeon, but it took me a little while to get through it. And then I got to the second dungeon, and I was basically like, I don't know, I don't get it. And then I think we traded it back in and got something else. And then I never played Landstalker again until I think like around college. And then about that time, I know like Game Facts came out, and I was actually looking at a walkthrough while trying to play the game at the same time in order to get through some of the puzzles. I did actually get pretty far, but I never actually beat it because I never actually really beat the game itself. And I have seen like many playthroughs of the game itself, and I do know like the music of the game is amazing. The characters are amazing. A lot of people played the game before. They don't really like the fairy because they kind of equivalent her to Navi from Zelda, which is funny but wrong on so many levels, since she actually does more things than Navi does. But I'm not gonna complain about that one because whatever. But but all in all, but like I said, it's a good game, but it does have a lot of puzzles to it. I know another game that I do know of, and I know I know Big said you can ask any question you want to, and I was gonna ask this now since he said he's gonna do a game with a puzzle to it. There's another game that I know of, and I know when I say this game, I know my friend Deluxe and I know Izzy knows about this game, is there's another game on Genesis that's called Light Crusader. And I don't know if Big is interested in trying this game out either, because with this game, you also, I mean, you play as a knight, and you kind of find out in the middle of the night that some of the villagers get kidnapped and stuff, and then you have to go on the ground and you have to save all the villagers and save the queen and the princess and try to save all the world from the root of all evil and stuff. That game also has a lot of puzzles to it. Some of the puzzles are sometimes right outside the door, and some of the puzzles there is no answer to it. Sometimes the puzzles like, here's the answer outside the door, figure it out. You're like, okay, cool. And some of the puzzles are like, here's a puzzle, go solve it, and you're like, duh. I know like one puzzle in that game is there is a light beam you gotta point at the door. Sometimes the puzzle is actually really easy, sometimes it's not so easy. Sometimes you have to use a walkthrough, or sometimes you have to use a lot of trial and error to figure it out. But I don't know if Big is interested in playing that game too, but if he is, I'll be more than interested in watching that. I know he said he wants to do a full playthrough of Landstalker. I basically was like, I got to see that, because that's going to be an amazing playthrough of that. If Big doesn't use a walkthrough for that game and he plays it all the way through, I'll be amazed if he doesn't lose his sanity for some of those puzzles in Landstalker. But all in all, I'm sure it's going to be an interesting experience. I know a lot of people are going to be like, you know, well, am I going to play it, because I know I'm a Zelda player myself. And I know for right now, if I actually play through Landstalker, it's going to be a lot of walkthrough looking in order for me to figure out a lot of those puzzles in that game. Like I said, I never finished Landstalker, but it's a good game to play through if I never finished it in my life. Since I know of it, but I never finished it ever. But and with Light Crusader, I actually helped my older brother beat that game, so I know the ending of that game, but I've never beat it myself. So, but I have actually seen my friend Deluxe play through it before. So, but I'm just saying that now and just throwing that out for right now. But other than that, though, I have actually been, you know, besides work and stuff, I have still been playing games on Steam. I have actually been putting in a lot of hours, and my friends, Izzy and 40 know about this. I have been putting a lot of hours in Tales of Vesperia. I finally got all the way to the final boss of the game, and the final boss whooped my tail today. So hopefully after I put up this update video, I'm gonna try it again and see if I can get past him. I actually got all the way to his second form, and his first form, he's fast, and then his second form, he's faster than his first form is. And it's hard as crap it's hard as crap, because most time, you know, you use the mage, and then because she summons so slow that he can teleport away from magic, so most time magic can't hit him. And then in his second form, he has an ability that can drain all your HP down to 1, and then you have to heal it, and you have to try to heal everybody up as fast as possible before he basically like destroys you. So yeah, and I have no idea if he even has a third form or not. I haven't seen it. I have no idea if he has a third form. I'm sure he probably does, and I'm sure he's probably even faster than he was before, but oh boy. But I haven't actually gotten that far. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully after this update video, I'm gonna change out some party members. I'm gonna try it again and see if I can beat them. If I can't beat him at night, I'll try it again tomorrow when I get home from work, and I'll keep trying it till I beat him. Even if I have to do something else, find some new abilities, do what I can so I can beat the final boss. So I can be like, I'm done with Tales of Vesperia finally, because oh my god, that game is long. And the one thing that makes that game long is I don't know what to play through is Estelle or Esteles. The one thing about it, I could tell she's the heroine of the storyline, and she just makes this game just drag on, because she's polite to everybody. She is you could tell she's a bookworm because she knows all stuff, because you know she could basically just like recite anything she read from a book immediately. She heals anybody, like anything whatsoever. It's just the fact her personality just sometimes made me go, can you please just stop talking, Estelle, and move on? Because I actually told a friend of mine about, I told Izzy about this before, another good friend of mine, Pudgy7, about this, is that she reminds me of another girl that I've played, another game I played through before. And if you heard this game before, you probably would immediately know what I'm talking about. There's a game on the PS2 called Grandia 3. There's a girl in that game basically her name is Alfina. Alfina is the heroine of that game. She's basically like a really good healer. She's a really good mage once you power her up enough. The one thing about it was though is about 90% of the game she talks about her brother, and then she talks about one of the characters about her hands are cold. And about 90%, like I said, about 90% of the game, you basically, it's like at first you're playing the game, you're like, oh my god, Alfina, da 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 da. About half of the game, you're basically like, okay, Alfina, calm down, it's all cool. And then by the time you get all of almost to the end of the game, you're basically like, can you please stop talking, Alfina? You talk too much. Because sometimes that's the one thing that kills an RPG game. Sometimes when you get a character that's annoying as I don't know what, but meh. But I mean, hopefully, like I said, hopefully I can actually finish it. But at the same time, I'm just like, ugh, Estelle, you're killing me here with this, and you're talking and blech for right now. But other than that, I mean, I'm gonna get through that. I have actually been playing mostly Secret of Mana Remake through the week since most time. I didn't really have time to play a lot of Tales of Vesperia during the weekdays because of how much stuff you have to do in that game. Like I said before, the game itself is basically a graphical updated remake of the Super Nintendo game, where you could basically change the music in the options menu to the Super Nintendo version. I know a lot of people complaining about the load times, and the load times of that game is still, I mean, to me, because I played it on Steam, it's really not bad to me. And I mean, it's pretty much just the same game it was before on the Super Nintendo version. I mean, the one thing I do wish that they did actually have is they had online co-op instead of local co-op. So then, if you had 2 or 3 people that had the game on Steam, you can actually play with other people, and then you can basically either play with friends or play with strangers and stuff, and see how their playstyle is. You know, if they basically use like full magic, if they just like use nothing more but just weapons nonstop and no magic runs whatsoever. That is very possible in Secret of Mana until you get to the final boss fight. Then there's nowhere in the world you can pull that off without using magic whatsoever. I mean, it is possible to do a no magic run in Secret of Mana, but just the final boss. You could do it all the way through to the final boss. Final boss, you have to use magic to beat him, to beat the final boss. Other than that, you can't. Other than that, you can do it anytime you want to. You can beat the whole entire game without using a single spell whatsoever. Just use nothing more but your sword skills and dodging, and a lot of healing, and a lot of heal spells. I mean, a lot of not heal spells, a lot of healing items. It is possible to do, but it's also very challenging to do too. But yeah, but other than that, that's pretty much really about it there. Anime wise on my side, I have actually been watching a lot of Sword Art Online Alicization. One thing I do know about that game is though, one thing I know about that series is the fact that it also comes on Toonami on Saturday night or Sunday morning. They also play it there as well, and I actually watched it on one anime website, and I also caught up all the way up to I think it's episode 22. I think it's the last episode they posted up there, and I finally caught up with that. So I think like Toonami, it's all the way I think like episode 7 for right now, and but the sub, I mean like the English, but the Japanese sub is all the way up to 22 for right now. So I mean, that series, I mean, ever since I've been watching Sword Art Online, it's been enjoyable to me. I know everybody doesn't like it, but at the same time, I actually enjoyed it from season 1 and season 2, and now we're at the third. I mean, I think either the third or the fourth season of the series itself, and I'm enjoying that too. So I can't really complain too much about that. Just just seeing what else Kirito does now, just to get himself out of stuff, and seeing what everybody else does. But it's been an interesting series to watch all the way through. Another series I actually picked up, and I wish I did a review on this when I finally finished watching it, but I didn't. Was I actually bought this series from an anime store close by me, and I actually watched it back in the day, Japanese subbed with English. Japanese subbed, but one thing about it was I actually repicked it up again because it was funny. I don't know what, the first time I watched it. And the series itself is called The World God Only Knows. I don't know if a lot of people actually heard of this series before, but I will try to explain it as best as I can without spoiling or too much of it. If you want to watch it for yourself, be my guest. If you don't, that's cool too. I don't like to force people to do anything that they don't really want to do here though. But one thing about the series itself is so it's about this guy named I think his name is Kema Katsuragi. He's basically like your everyday gamer. He breathes. He sleeps, breathes, and plays video games non-stop. And the one thing he plays all the time is dating sim games. He plays nothing but dating sim games. I mean, you see him. He's in like his room playing dating sim games. He's walking to school playing dating sim games. He's in class playing dating sim games. He walks around school playing dating sim games. That's all he plays is dating sim games non-stop. And it's always, it's always like, whoa, man, what the world here? And it's like his teachers don't really like him because he plays video games in school, which I know a lot of kids nowadays will be like, oh my god, I would love to do that and stuff, but he does get like all A's in class and stuff, even though he's just basically his mind's in gaming and stuff. A lot of people don't really like him all that much. So what ends up happening was though, so he calls himself the God of Conquest. What ends up happening was though in the series itself is that he gets an email from somebody where the email basically says, can you basically conquer a girl in real life? So he basically gets up and he doesn't really read the email all that much, but he gets up, he takes the challenge, and he's like, yeah, I'm the God of Conquest. I can easily take care of this, no problem. And so when he basically signs it, not only does he gets a girl from hell that shows up, he also gets a collar around his neck. The collar around his neck because if he fails in his mission, basically what happened was though is that he and the girl from hell both die because their necks get broken off by the collar around the neck. So his mission now is the fact that a whole bunch of girls have been infected with lost souls, and if the lost souls will get removed after a certain period of time, they'll get way too big and they'll cause all this massive panic and stuff. All this like evil problems, stuff like that. So what happened was though, he has to use his dating sim knowledge in order to conquer real life women to get the lost souls out of their body. And that's as far as I'm gonna go with that. I'm not gonna spoil anything else with it. If you want to watch it for yourself, be my guest. If you already saw it for yourself, you probably already know what I'm talking about. The series itself has 3 seasons to it, and they actually have all 3 seasons in the box set. And it was actually really enjoyable to sit back and watch all the way through it again. So I was like, oh my god, this is like hilarious. It's crap to watch all the way through, but front to end all the way through again. So. But yeah, I actually enjoyed it, and if you actually want to watch it for yourself, or if you already seen it for yourself, and you already know what I'm talking about, hey, it doesn't hurt to watch it again, whatsoever. So the last thing I would talk about here, though, and this is the basic about Mega Maker, is about bulk grade wing stages. If you weren't around with me on my stream on Friday, I think it was Friday morning, Bolt sent me 3 stages. When I actually posted another video of Legend of Heroes, which I'm still posting through right now, and hopefully I'll get through it before April gets here, but probably not, but we'll see what happens with that one for right now. But I am hoping everybody's still enjoying that game too that I'm posting on my channel. Hope it's not dragging on too much, but yeah. But anyway, back what I was saying before. So Bulk Grey Wing sent me 3 stages. So I actually got up. I said, well, usually, because usually I play them like on my own time, but I was like, I don't really have nothing really much to stream on a Friday anyway, because most I just pull out something random. Most I just replay through something if I played through it before in the past. So I decided, I'm gonna pull out Mega Maker, play this game for a while. So I played through his 3 stages. So the first stage I've played through before because he basically sent it to me in the past where you basically have to run through so many stages, you have to run through so many things, you have to jump over so many obstacles without having a weapon whatsoever in order to get to the end. The one thing about Bolt itself is that Bolt loves bats a lot, a whole lot of bats all the time. Sometimes there's so many bats on the stage, it can cause the game to lag up half to death. But at the same time, I know Bolt likes a lot of challenge in his stages or stuff like that and everything. But I could just say stage 1, I've played through it before. I can't really say anything about it. It was all cool. The second stage he made, which was, I think it was cold and fire, or cold and heat, whatever it is, or fire and ice, whatever it is. That stage, for what I know of it, it wasn't really bad until you got to the windstorm areas where you had to use windstorm to propel yourself over certain areas. That's what took me 30 minutes to get through. That and the fire pit area where you died. When, you know, if you touch any part of the fire, you died instantly. I mean, what I can know is though that stage added a lot of challenge to it, but at the same time, I mean, I can see how anybody else would rage quit it. But you know, I basically sat here like, no, I'm gonna sit down here. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. I'm not gonna rage quit just yet because, you know, it's a mega stage. It's not that bad. I mean, you know, I've played worse stages before in my life in Mega Maker, especially like the Kaizo stages. But all in all, not gonna rage quit. Whatever. And then I got to the third stage, and I was like, finally, a Mega Maker stage that's enjoyable, and it's not bad or anything. Oh my god, there's no bats, there's no spikes, there's no hurdles to walk through. It's just a regular, everyday stage. This is enjoyable. And in my mind, I was going like, okay, Bolt can actually make a stage like this instead of what my friends call it, a whole bunch of Kaizo stages all the time. But all in all, meh for right now. But at the same, time, like I said before, I had enjoyment playing through all three stages, but I actually had more fun playing through the third stage and I had playing through the first two stages. So just thought I would get up and say thanks Bolt for actually releasing these stages. And if anybody else out there has any Mega Maker stages they want somebody to try out, just send me the codes. I'm more than willing to try them out and just see how they are, to see if I like them or if I don't like them or not. I know Bolt send me a lot of stages most time, and a lot of times I'm like, oh boy, it's a Bolt stage, it's a Bolt Grey Wing stage. Here we go. All right, this is either going to be rage-inducing to a point where I don't want to make a video of this, or I'm going to stream it and not care, one or the other. But all in all, that's just basically just how it is with me sometimes. But other than that here though, that's just about it here. So once again, just hope everybody has a good day, and once again, congrats Big on actually getting 800 subs, and here's hoping you get 900 to 1,000. I mean, I'm actually hoping I get to 1,000. I mean, I know I'm at like 900 something now, but I'm hoping, I get up there myself, because I'm also a very small channel myself. But I mean, I'm always kind of surprised. I'm like, wait, I got another subscriber, like wow, like, it shocks me all the time. But here's hoping, both our channels continue to grow all the time. They're big. But other than that, like I said, I hope everybody has a good day, and I'm tired of talking now. But once again, just hope everybody has a good day, and I'll talk to you about another time. Then this is Ryu here. Later.